Segment tonight, as we heard ad nauseum when the Tea Party first came on the scene, there are not too many African Americans publicly participating in that movement. Well, the same thing could be said for the Occupy Wall Street crowd. We don't see too many black faces in the demonstrations. So, is there a racial element here? With us, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill teaches at Columbia University. Explain the lack of African American presence here, please.
Well, first of all, my thing is, I've been a part of social movements since I was a kid.
Right.
Unless there's a racially motivated movement, like a civil rights protest, a black person was beaten up, I don't see black people at mass protests, period, from the left or the right.
Why is that?
You know, I can't say exactly what it is, but I think we tend to devote our energy to issues that directly affect African American life.
Civil rights issues?
Yeah, civil rights issues.
Okay.
That's not to say we don't care about the other stuff.
Well,
but we don't
economic justice, though, certainly impacts the black community with the high unemployment rate and lack of education and all of that. So you would think that maybe there would be a détente.
One would. I like the way you're using these words.
Thank you.
So you use ad nauseum and détente.
Maybe I'll be teaching at Columbia soon.
I wouldn't go that far.
Probably not.
You're way too moderate for that. I think the issue is that African American folk see those things as connected to their agenda, whether it's unemployment, whether it's healthcare, pro-life, pro-choice. All those things could be connected to racial issues. But unless it's a directly issue, unless it's an issue that's marked as racial,
sit it out.
Unless it's marked as racial. Yeah.
What about the unbelievable hypocrisy of the media, branding the Tea Party movement, all right, as this racist deal because of the lack of black faces among it, and then ignoring that on this side?
Well, I don't think the fundamental reason why the Tea Party was marked as racist was because there weren't black people in the crowd. Like I said, there aren't black people in many protest crowds. The issue here is that people read the Tea Party agenda as racist. They read some of the rhetoric as racist.
Like what?
Like having pictures of monkeys hanging in the.
Well, okay, but we're going to do a segment coming up behind you with anti-Semitism with Bernie Goldberg, where this Occupy Wall Street crowd is saying all this business, and you know as well as I do. In your class, in any place, you find a nut or two that are going to do things that are inappropriate. You don't brand the thing.
I haven't seen him in the Occupy movement, though. I haven't seen one nut in the Occupy movement who's been racially motivated. There's plenty of nuts in every crowd.
Anti-Semitic is kind of race.
No.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
right.
not.
Come on.
Then we can
you haven't seen anything directed toward black
That's
Americans.
what I'm saying.
All right.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure there's anti-Semitism there. If Bernie says it's there, I trust him. But if we're talking about race in terms of black-white, I haven't seen it there.
But even though one or two people may be inappropriate in the Tea Party, you can't brand the whole movement that way. That's really crazy and dishonest.
Most of us who are smart and honest won't say that the Tea Party movement is racist as such. What I do find, though, is that people who are racist tend to identify and connect with the Tea Party movement.
I don't know about that. It's an economic movement. It doesn't really have anything to do with race. It's just more empowering the local and state governments rather than the federal government. That's what the Tea Party is.
But when people start using that language of taking our country back, returning to the good old days.
But they're not doing it.
For black folk, those good old days weren't so good, you know?
But it's not
they weren't nearly as awesome as you remember.
It's taking your country back from whom? It's from the liberal, big spending government.
Right.
Not from African Americans.
No, but that rhetoric also connects to, say, white nationalist groups that have a whole different sensibility about it. Like I said.
Well, wait a minute.
Let me finish.
Now you're off the rails.
No, let me finish the point, because I'm not off the rails. What I'm saying is that I'm not calling the Tea Party racist. What I'm saying is that people who have a racist vision often feel connected to the Tea Party because they see a common language, even if it's for a different purpose.
You can make the same assumption about the Occupy Wall Street crew, that they want to take their country back from the Wall Street banks that control everything.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes, but
just on the opposite political spectrum.
But their brand is to say we're the 99%, right? We're only attacking big Wall Street bigwigs and the uber wealthy.
That's what the Tea Party's attacking, the big federal government apparatus. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's the apparatus that provides veterans benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, welfare for the desperately poor. Who
do you think provides jobs for middle America? The banks.
No, but what the left is arguing and what Occupy Wall Street is arguing is that we want to police the excesses of Wall Street. We're not trying to police the successes of Wall Street.
And what the Tea Party is arguing is we want to police the excesses of the federal government. It's the same thing. Both think that a certain section which has power has gotten out of control.
No,
it's exactly the same.
I get you. That's not a point that I'm disputing, but it's not the ideology that people are attacking. It's the fact that ideology is stained by racism, at least ostensibly, on the right. And that's what people are concerned with.
It's totally fallacious.
It's not totally fallacious, although a triple word scored for you. But that's not true.
If you read Killing Lincoln, all right, you'll find out that the Republican Party and the conservative element at that time was the element that wanted to free the slaves, and the Democratic Party was the one that didn't want
And here's
to.
another word for the day: presentism. It's when you invoke the past in a way that completely contradicts the way a word is used today. So you're talking about the Republican Party today as if it were the same Republican Party as 200 years ago. That's a presentist gesture, and it's disingenuous.
The
Bill,
conservative mindset hasn't changed since the Civil War.
No, but the Republican Party has changed since the Civil War.
Government, okay. The Republican Party, some of it has and some of it
Oh, come on,
hasn't.
Bill. It is completely dishonest to suggest that the Republican Party of 2011 is the same Republican Party of 1811 or of 1950. I mean, it's just not true.
Look, nothing's the same.
And it's tangential. There's another word.
But the
bigger point here is
of local power and local control and self-reliance is the same.
Right, but the concern is whether that narrative and that rhetoric is also linked to issues of race and racism. It's not coming from Occupy Wall Street. Those are hippies. The problem is what happens when it comes from the right when they're perceived as rednecks.
Right, well,
that's the concern.
I'm not really seeing the difference. They both have beefs and grievances. It's just against different
Some
things.
are racist. Some are racist. Some have racists in the crowd.
I don't see racism in either one. I don't see racism.
You don't. Well, I see racism in both. I don't think there's a party alive. I don't think there's a group of people.
I don't think they're involved with black politics, either the Tea Party or the Wall Street people. I don't think they're involved with it.
Wow.
But anyway, that's just my opinion. And
the final word for today is naivete.
Okay, naivete. Very
Yes.
good. There he is.
There you go.
He's an intellectual. Everybody.